Hi everyone, Just for Sweets here. It is holiday ornament making time, and I'm going to show you another fun, cute ornament today that is easy, but yet a little bit time consuming only because you have to wait for the paint to dry. So there's several different ways that people are coloring the insides of Christmas balls, and the thing I'm finding is that they're taking a lot longer to dry than we think they do. So that's the most tedious part. But other than that, this is a very simple ornament. So what you need are some glass Christmas balls, a jar or something to let it drain. You can use I've seen egg cartons used. I use little jars. It's easier for me to have them individually like that without getting the paint everywhere. I have some glitter. And I have some glitter paint that I got at the craft store, and then I have some regular acrylic paint. I use both to kind of stretch it out because these glitter paints are kind of expensive, and I'm finding you have to use a lot more than you think you do. I have a boa from the craft store, and you just get this, just ask them where their boa is, and you can buy, it's pretty long, so you could get a lot of ornaments out of it. I have some stones. Believe it or not, we need some electrical tape. I have some jewelry pliers and some glue. So let's go ahead and get started. So you just want to take this off and set it aside, and you can use a plastic or a glass ball. This is glass, and you can use any size round that you would like to. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to stick, make sure you shake your paint really well, the one with the glitter especially, because they separate. And we are going to squirt some paint in there. And then I picked a cherry red acrylic paint that I'm going to mix with this so that we get enough paint in there. Okay. And then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and stick some glitter in there. And now we already have the glitter paint, but I like them to be a little bit of extra shine to them, so I add some glitter to that. Then what we need to do is I kind of roll it around a little bit to get it moving. So just kind of go in a circular motion to get that paint going. Just like that. I'm going to tell you what, I have a very tired arm from doing this because I've been making so many. Not from doing this, but from the next step. Alright, so all I did is just kind of move that around a little bit. Now you want to take a paper towel or a napkin, and I'm going to kind of fold that. We're going to place it over the top, just like that, and we're going to shake away. And I shake it up and down. I go sideways with it. And you have to shake pretty hard. So if you need to switch arms, you can switch arms, although I don't do very well with my left. So that's why my right arm is so tired. I have been shaking ornaments. But you want to distribute that paint really well. So as you can see you can see there's still a section that isn't. So then I usually go to that side. Make sure you're using your napkin here so you don't get paint everywhere. And I usually put that on the downside and shake that direction. Till it's well coated. You can shake back and forth too. Sometimes that paint gets a little bit thick in there. Alright, well, we got one little spot in the corner down here. Like I said, this is the hardest part, shaking that paint. Alright, so you take that off and you can see that we are all coated here. And there's little specks of glitter that are more than others, and that's okay too. So what I'm going to do is you're going to take your jar, and I'm going to set it this way first, okay? And I'm going to let some of that paint that we've just shook around drain to the bottom. I let that do that for about 30 minutes, and then what you do is you go ahead and you flip it upside down. But this is the reason for the jar or the egg carton or whatever you want to use, is you want to let that paint drip into the bottom. And believe it or not, you don't have to do this, but I have found it easier that if every few hours you could come and just turn it over. Now, if you're at work, obviously you can't, but if you're home, every few hours, just remember to kind of flip it over back and forth. I find that it coats the ball a little bit better. And then as it dries, you don't get the big splotches in it. Now, I made one yesterday, and actually I want this to go to the bottom a little bit, so I'm going to leave it like that. So just go ahead and put that aside. And I made one yesterday. And as you can see, there are some little holes in it, but not a lot to where it's that bad. These are actually just, that's glitter, so that's why it looks like there's a hole, but there's not. Now at this point, this has been drying for 24 hours. It's still a little bit wet inside. You could add more paint and dry it for another full day. So you could add more paint, shake it in there, and let it go another day if you really want to. But I'm just going to show you how to make this Santa ornament today. So we are going to make like a Santa belly ornament. And it's really cute and it's really easy. So you want to put your lid back on. Just like so. Alright, so you have your little lid back on, and like I said, you can use different sizes. Next, what we are going to use is our electrical tape. And the bigger the bulb, the better, you know, this looks. They are sold out of these balls, believe it or not, at the craft store. I had to buy plastic ones and anything I could to get what they had left. And I guess people are really making their own things this year, so that's why I thought this was perfect to show you. So just in a slow motion, just go around the ball with your electrical tape and try to make it as even as possible. And yes, you guessed it, we are making Santa's belt. Okay, so overlap where you started, and that's the perfect way to know where we are going to put our belt buckle or our rhinestones. Okay, so just flatten that out as well as possible. And there you go. There's Santa's belt. Now what you want to do, I usually use something to kind of prop it in. So I always find something that's a little bit smaller mouthed. Okay, and we have these cute little stones. Now you can use anything you want that is diamondy or shiny. You can even do glue and glitter if you want to. This is what I've chose to do. So I have these little stones that I also got at the craft store. And I have to use my little jewelry pliers here. And then we have our glue. And what you want to do is, now you can use a hot glue gun as well. I'm going to just kind of, sometimes, you know, glue is the funny thing to work with. It's kind of messy sometimes. So I'm just going to go in my square, get some on my fingers, it's okay, and go along how I want my stones to be affixed. Now this is where you could also do like glitter instead if you want to, instead of the, and you can just use regular Elmer's glue for that if you want to. You don't have to use this glue. Alright, so I've got my square on there. And what I want to do now is take one stone at a time. I'm all about the bling, so the blingier the better for me. And I just take the back of my pliers here and kind of set it in there. And you can kind of see what direction we're going, right? Uh-oh. And sometimes I lose them. Actually, a lot of times I lose them. I'm sure they're all over my kitchen. Okay. So we're going to keep going. And it can take a few minutes. The glitter is definitely a faster way to go if you want to do this. If you're looking to do it super fast. Okay. Sorry, I have fingernails, which my daughter did last night. Look how cute they are. Let me show you. See how cute they are? She did a really good job. So we have Santa nails too. It inspired me to make my Santa ornament. Saw them last night and said, you know what? I'm doing my ornament tomorrow for them. All right, so just keep going around. This is the most tedious part. I promise you. Whoop, that one's upside down, but that's okay. We'll just flip it over. See what I mean? Fingernails sometimes make it hard to do these things. Sometimes it's much easier with your bare fingers. And I've got the sniffles again. I apologize. It is early in the morning. So, okay. Keep going here. I was hoping this would go a lot quicker so I could finish it up for you, but it's good because it's going to kind of let these set in here and dry. This is where you use the pliers. You just kind of come in and flip it over. And this glue dries very clear. And it dries it sets very well. So, but like I said, if you don't have this special glue, let's say you just have a glue gun and glue sticks, you can use that instead. Those work very well. I actually use that quite a bit. You can use regular Elmer's, like school glue. That works too. So don't feel as if you have to have special glue to do this, because you really don't. And the electrical tape I came up with because I do not draw very well, and I definitely don't draw in straight lines. So I was sitting there one day racking my brain, and I was like, oh, electrical tape. And we always have that in our house, so that's what I'm using it for. All right. So now just place your buckle, now that we've got all the stones in there, and just square them out the way you want them to look. Because this glue will move around for a little bit. It doesn't dry. It takes a little while to dry. All right. So there we have our buckle. That was easy enough to do, right? Okay, and so there's only one more step and then we're done. We're going to take our boa, and I'm going to take this glue, and I want to make sure that my hole is lined up with my buckle. Okay, and you're going to take this glue and you're going to go around the edge of the lid or the topper. Make sure you don't have a lot of glue on your fingers or you're going to have boa sticking to you. And then you go around. And I usually start it in the back. And you are going to circle this around. Cut it off where you need it. And I just kind of press it in there to make sure it's going to stick. So you circle it around, see how the back is. This is where the hot glue gun comes in a lot more handy because it sticks a lot easier. So I just hold it together and pinch it together till it doesn't take very long for this to grab on. Usually. I may not have enough glue back there. Let's add a little bit more. So add a little bit more glue. Come back around. Hold it in there. And there you go. There you have your Santa belly ornament. What do you think? Okay, so what we're going to do next is I actually use these little earring hoops that I used to make earrings out of, and I still do sometimes. But I had a bunch of them left over, and they're just little wire hoops. I just think that they look a little bit more classy. I see I have to hold my fur a little bit because it's not completely dry yet, and I just put that right into the lid, and you could even add beads or whatever you want to that if you really want to, and there you go. there is our Santa Belly ornament. Easy, fast. Like I said, most tedious is letting that paint dry for about 72 hours and flipping the ball up and down. But other than that, it's very, very simple. And then it looks gorgeous on a tree, and those little blingy crystals shine with the lights. So anyway, that's just a fun little thing that I thought I would show and share with you guys. I've made a few of these, and they're just really fun, and you can get your kids involved and do those as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave those down in the comment section. I will try to write what items you need in the description box. And I would love for you to share this on your Facebook page and join my Facebook page Just for Sweets. And then these are usually advertised on my Facebook page Just for Girls Traveling Boutique, which is JUS 4, the number 4, GIRLZ Traveling Boutique. That's where I put a lot of my crafty items. And then we also have, of course, our group page, which is Recipe Book. For those of you who like to share recipes and don't really like to do videos, you can go on there, and I post my videos on there, but you can just post recipes and share with other people. So I hope you had fun with this. I hope it makes you want to go and do one of these and you know, give it away as a gift or put it on your tree. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Until next time, next video. God bless.